Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. I'm Ski.
And I am Justin.
Thank God. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd be
All hands,
confused.
all hands on deck.
Thank God. So, how about them returns?
All righty. Small one here, but I did like it, the whole Sting thing where they were going to reveal Rollins' statue and they lift up the curtain and there's Sting, and the rest was history
It's just
as far as Sting's career was concerned. But yeah,
thank God they brought him in there for that.
out of all the things, Seth Rollins, like he just could have just went with Sting showing up and Taker in the ring, and yeah,
They could have put something together.
Didn't even have to say anything. They could have just did it.
Maybe we've seen Taker do it before. Or Taker's in the ring. Here comes Triple H. They just look at each other. Peers over, boom, done. WrestleMania made. No one had to say a word.
No, yeah, seriously. Like
Taker just had to walk at half the speed of smell. Triple H came out there with his big ass nose, and they stared at each other, and everyone knew what was going on. And boom, story told itself.
Still had probably one of the biggest pops. Just them, staring at a WrestleMania sign.
Two guys just minus the eyeliner. Like that's all they did. God, see, and I try not to remember that whole Sting thing because what the hell, Triple H, like,
like
did he
honestly,
win Mania, and then what the hell, like, and then Rollins damn near crippled him.
Yeah, they could have just right off the bat Sting and Taker, and then had the Sting and Triple H thing, and just been done. That's all you needed.
Give everyone what they've always wanted. Let Triple H, go over again because he hasn't done that enough.
Yeah,
I know.
But that's the thing,
at WrestleMania, he hasn't. I know. Let's look at the whole rest of his entire career.
Yeah, I know.
He went over all the time, except for like 3 times to Taker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they could have. They seriously, they could have had Taker, Sting, somehow working a world title there, where maybe Sting took it off of Rollins without the buckle bomb, but it happens. But no, it was cool. It was pretty cool. Decent thing. It wasn't like the whole he's up in the rafters. Where is he? Blah blah blah. It was just like there, out of nowhere. It wasn't like a rehashed WCW thing. It was different.
It was. Do we wish it all ended up differently? Yes, but did they still pull it off? Minus that one guy. Thank God got rid of the blonde streak in his hair.
Yeah.
What do you know? He hasn't hurt anybody since, What are the odds? Him and his... That streak represented his ability to not hurt people at that time of his career, which was complete and utter skid marks.
Yeah.
Good time, though.
All right, next one. This one actually reminded me of Daniel Stevens losing his mind when Shane McMahon had come back, when it was a segment with Steph and Vince, and just he came back out of nowhere.
Yep.
And I know I went nuts. Daniel Stevens will admit that he went nuts, probably just as nuts if Punk would have came back. But that one there was just out of nowhere.
Yeah, that one you didn't see coming.
It was just that jaw-dropping moment, like.
He comes back with a big old shit-eating grin on his face. Just
and that was probably one of the biggest pops I've ever heard for Shane McMahon. Even that matter, like
out comes the money.
Yeah, just everyone went nuts. Like, go rewatch that. You were like, wow, that was a pretty big pop.
It was ridiculous. I mean,
it was.
I didn't go like. I don't remember where up. Townhouse, which means someone was at work. Which means I was finally having some kind of peace and quiet in my life, which means I was probably drinking a beer going, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it was one of those.
And that was the extent of my, that was the extent of my excitement.
Yeah.
Ended right there.
I went nuts.
I loved every second of it, but I mean, how hard it is to get me up and going, especially that time of night. Whew. I was already drooling on myself, but hey, look, but he came back and they had a good run there right away. I mean, look at everything.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Taker Hell in a Cell match. I mean, he did.
Yeah.
Like, he made it very much so worth it. Now, is there times we wish he would go away now? Yes, but Did he need to be at WrestleMania this year? No, but that time, like that was a great.
Yeah,
Like,
that yeah.
that was
I
a
mean, he
great
had
out of
been gone.
nowhere.
Yeah, I was saying he had been gone for what, almost a
Yeah,
decade, or at
yeah.
least 7 or 8 years.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
it's probably-
close.
yeah, it's pretty
It
close.
was, but it was a great thing, and there was actually like they made a way to have a story about it, and for all of
Yeah.
it to actually somehow make any sense,
Yeah,
which with
yeah,
the
because I think
McMahons,
that,
I
that
mean,
led into the separate general managers thing
Yep.
again, and who could one up the other, and then
Yep.
led again into the Undertaker match.
which was
Hell in a Cell.
I mean, we all knew who was going to win, but
And we all knew what Shane was going to do.
oh, if all hell broke, oh my God, think if they put Shane over in that one. Like after everything Taker did, if they had him lose.
Oh well, you
Shane.
knew he was going off the sell through a table.
Oh, but yes, but I just
That's all he needed to do. Like that was it.
You should have went from the top though. If Mick can do it, you can do it too. There's a whole lot more Mick. And I guarantee you those tables are much safer nowadays to go smashing through.
Or don't forget, not to go off on a side note. I mean, as far as Shane McMahon taking bumps, but that
Don't.
SummerSlam one year, right off the Titantron thing, that was crazy. That was probably that was him and Steve Blackman. I remember that.
Just pulled his foot. Oh, like oh,
I think that was
flying.
the first time he took a really big bump. I think that was the first time. I'm pretty sure.
And well, his body. Why didn't he wrestle more? Because he tries to kill himself every time he's out there.
Yeah.
Your body can only take so many of those. And well, if it wasn't for those,
yeah.
What did he really ever actually take? I mean, except for when Kurt tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Or Vince tried to kill Kurt. I mean, however the hell that actually ended up, I don't know. But he's been one for a crazy bump. And, so that was a good return. See, there's one that I didn't expect to see on the list just because, but you just made the list. But that one, like, for shock value, and yeah, I do see. I'm good at remembering pops that people get. That was one of those, like, damn, like reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah,
like finally a McMahon we don't want to punch in the face, and then about 10 minutes later, well, that all drastically changed. But that was that was phenomenal.
The next one, I enjoyed it. It got a really big pop when The Rock came back to host WrestleMania. That was a pretty big pop.
Yeah, I mean, but it's The Rock. I mean, yeah. And he was gone for so long. I mean, like for how, and remember, finally The Rock has come back home. And I'm never leaving again. And I'm never leaving again. I can't seem to find him, so I don't know. I think we managed to lose The Rock again. I'm never leaving again. Oh, really? I mean, you hosted, you had the match next year. They gave you the title again. And he tore muscles. And I mean, him and Cena still, I mean, they did have a hell of a match that night. So I'm not taking anything away from that. But
yeah, the Cena and Rock matches back to back were both good.
Did the title ruin it for me? Yes, because it didn't have to be there. But otherwise, I mean, they put on great stuff. Yeah. And think him returning to host that was what, helped The Miz have that whole WrestleMania moment, which led into all of that. I mean, like that popped, and it stayed for. No, it stayed all the way until he made sure that Roman won that Rumble in Philly.
Yep.
Then there was there was the earth-shattering just pop, and I was like, oh wait, we know why he's here.
Yeah.
And everyone's face went.
Later, cuz.
And guess what? He has not been home ever since. That was a bad one. But that one, when he came back, again, that was a solid one of the most, for how little he was around, that was a solid pop.
Yeah. And
it maintained for that many years. And 3 great matches. I mean, he had the one versus Punk. We all wonder why Punk left.
Yeah.
The historic run got ruined because they wanted to put the belt on the Rock.
Yeah.
Don't get that part of it, but everything else spot on, and they did a great job. Just that one little thing that I hate.
Speaking of lists, I'd have to say Jericho at the Royal Rumble where he came in at number 2 because he was gone for a while. He had come back for a little bit, and again went on tour for a while, did a few other projects. But you didn't see that coming. Just the way it just out of nowhere. I mean, people kind of knew who it was at when they started the pyro and all that other stuff, but then
Yeah.
light up jacket, everyone went nuts. Again, I think what him and Dolph went for a while through the whole Rumble, I think ended up in the last 6
And he was
guys,
he
I
was
think.
somewhere there.
Yeah, I mean they were both pretty far in, and at Chris's age when he was there, he could still go to the distance. So I mean that I got a good kick out of the return. You didn't know he was coming, and just
Yeah.
bam.
Those are the ones that matters the most. Like, and again, he held his own for a minute.
Yeah, that was. I mean, him and Dolph really. Well, those are 2 guys that you can start out right in the beginning of the Royal Rumble and just
they're going to be there for the next 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Solid.
at least.
And Ziggler, I mean, he's not showing any signs of slowing down.
No.
I mean, look how long he's been there. Look at all the physical transformations that so many people have done. Like, he still looks like Ziggler all these years, and he could still do it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like,
Maybe he'll actually get a run.
ages.
He hasn't.
No.
He gets more irritating, but I mean,
Yeah.
same guy doing the same thing for this many years. I mean, and you still want to see him get his head kicked in, which means he's still doing his job at the peak, at the right where he's to be. Like, you never see him, but when he comes back, you're, man, I want to see him get his head caved in, which is just perfect. You can't reproduce that. I mean, that's just a natural thing. He's good. See, we got a good Ziggler conversation in too.
There you go.
At least he's not Kenny. Dear God, what? Just go away.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone starts out somewhere. Kane was fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem. I mean,
Braun Strowman was a rosebud.
he was. It's like a tutu and black and yellow butterfly wings. And yep, look how that turned out.
Yep.
That one turned out way better. Way, way, way better. Like it should have. But he's the size of a refrigerator. So
next one on the docket. When Lesnar initially came back on Raw and just
Cena?
beat the ever living crap out of Cena. Like, everyone was just happy to see him. Like,
and there's Cena,
talks about it. There were rumors about it.
Gone.
They were able to keep it that quiet.
Brock's all happy.
And then the music just hit. Yeah, music hit. He came out, got a little smile out of him. I mean, nothing crazy smile, but just enough. And
he got a Brock grin.
Went to town, or went to city. Yeah.
You went dead. And that idiot in the front row, I still hate that guy. I don't know. Just every time Brock's somewhere, that guy's in the front row. So I hate that guy. He's in the front row more than I will ever be in my entire life. Every time
the
Brock
two most famous guys, that guy and the guy that was shocked about the Undertaker streak. Those were the probably.
I can't get my eyes that big anymore.
Seriously, that guy that had the look on his face when Brock broke the streak should be in the Legacy Hall of Fame.
He should.
Induct him. Just that
and
moment
there. And the girl, the little girl.
Oh, Ms. Girl?
Yeah. Can't forget. I mean, she looked like she was about to win hellfire and brimstone.
Yeah.
She deserves to be in there just for how mad she was. Look how famous she was for looking that mad.
And everything since Lesnar returned, you had some good back and forth. At first, it was Brock dominating, but he's finally, he's gotten to a point where he is putting people over, and he does love the business. Does he love money? Yeah, but I think now it's. He's really. I think he's always loved the business. Everyone kind of paints a picture like, he's just doing it for the money. Well,
the money's part of it, but
but
he hated the traveling. That was it. He loves the business. Many times I've heard many people say they're driving with him. Go, can you believe they're paying us to do this? Like what? He enjoys it. He just hated being on the road 7,000 days a year and travel and all of that. And who the hell wouldn't? And if you can go off to UFC and then come back and work 10 days a year and make more money than everybody on the roster, a lot of them combined, wouldn't you? I mean, he put himself with hard work through all of his collegiate stuff, wrestling through there. Then he went out and tried to play football for the first time ever and was on the Final Cuts, I believe, for the
Yeah.
Vikings. Like he was right there till the last day after never playing
And
football.
the man had diverticulitis not
With
once but twice.
UFC, I mean,
Twice.
like he built like where I think he needs the belt when he keeps coming back? No, I think they could have done a lot of it
No,
without so
no.
many title reigns. But I mean, the guy has earned that spot, and he's putting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making people like Ricochet look like gold. Like, when the hell do you ever believe? Or Daniel Bryan, hippity hopping around as the Planet Champion, just pissing him off. Whoever would have saw that?
Yeah.
Like Brock first came back, he would have just mauled Daniel Bryan. That would have been it. Like, he's making everyone
Yeah.
look really good. The second coming of the second coming.
Minus Kofi.
I was trying to not
I know, but you
think
know, I was
about
going
that
down that
one.
route.
Just trying not to think about that one time because that wasn't Brock. I guarantee you that wasn't Brock.
Oh no, that
I mean,
was Fox.
there was like 8
That was-
seconds left there. But here, boom, done.
That was McMahon backed into a corner and Fox going, "You're going to do it."
And then, okay, and then they shipped him right away. Gone. Bye.
And you got to give it to Kofi. You know, he did what was best for business, and you know, he's like, I still see him maybe as a singles competitor in some aspect, but nothing major. But I mean, he's still doing what he's doing with Xavier. I mean, I find it entertaining. He's not saying that he should only be a tag team, you know, kind of guy, but I love everything New Day. I mean, it really never gets old. Like, they tweak things, small things here and there to keep your interest.
And it's just, I was trying not to think about that.
I know. But I got to be the meanie. I got to be the meanie.
Well, damn it, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm the big, loud, yelling, just grumpy
Well, the tables have turned.
SOB. Hopefully
But
not.
anyways, speaking of you know, Cena and being
John
Taker,
Cena sucks.
I have to say the WrestleMania where Cena was calling out Taker and Taker finally had that whole like crazy lightning thing. That was really cool.
I love it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, from that to the entrance to, you know, him just squashing the hell out of Cena. It felt good.
One of Taker's magical powers at WrestleMania is he can see John Cena. I still love that.
Yeah.
That meme the last couple of days. It's been everywhere. I have no idea why. It's fitting for this, but Cena sold that so well. And that showed why he was where he was for as long as he was.
Yeah. And I had this list done way before that meme had started showing up again. I've had this list for like
weeks. Yeah. Don't worry, I know. But yeah, like that was great.
Yeah.
I wish it could have been longer though, because that's what Taker, wished it would have been. Because he said he was ready for like a 40-minute match. And he was actually ready that time, and got to go out there and squash him about 18 seconds.
But the year before that was
terrible.
Year,
that was abysmal. He should not have been in the ring.
Yeah.
Same. So I feel bad for him.
I can see why Vince wanted to protect his investment, and enough was done to make him look strong, not to take any more chances of another injury. So everything that was, figured out for that short amount of time that the match was, it paid dividends, and I also think gave Taker more confidence, than going into the rest of that year. I think there was another match or two that year.
Yeah, very shortly after.
Yeah. So it was good on all ends for everyone in the.
It worked. I mean, it worked great. Again, man, when you watch back the first time he ever talked to anybody, you're like, what? I was ready for like a damn hour. Well, they gave me 4 minutes. Like, well, it could have been worse. They could have gave you 3 minutes, except they can't anymore. But
yeah,
God. But that was still a hell of a couple minutes there. I mean, he looked the best we've seen him since before the Shawn matches.
I mean, and that was like he was driving a car like he freaking stole it, ready to the wheels and just go
everything
explode. Like
he went in there with that being like the Blues Mobile. Well, he was gonna drive that thing until it just died.
Yeah,
fell to a million pieces, and that was it. That was phenomenal. Like, he did a great job.
Yeah,
I will give him that. And Cena again selling everything that well.
Yeah,
the whole time Cena built all that, just running his suck.
Yeah,
Taker didn't even have to show up or do anything. Hey, what? Be there. Okay.
Yeah, very, very good. Next one on the docket, when Dudley Boys returned and when the New Day was celebrating, and just the reaction from New Day and everybody it was just, I don't know. It's like that heartwarm, tingly feeling, like cool, like just blows your mind that Dudley Boys and New Day. Good.
Wish they would have got a run.
Yeah, I really do. I wish they would have. No.
It's the only downfall of that whole return, but I mean, they ate that up. They did it so well. The
Oh,
pop
yeah.
was amazing. They had the perfect people in the ring for everything to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and they went out going through tables in the end. So I mean, like, it was all beautiful from pop until the end. I just wish they would have, except for
Yeah.
that whole "we're not going to put them through tables" thing. Like, but you're gonna get your ass out to the ring.
Yeah.
And Devon's gonna get the tables. That's kind of been your shtick for like 20 plus years. Get the damn tables.
When Woodsy
Otherwise,
Hall-
otherwise, I wish they would have just got a run. But you know, because so many other people have come in and got like title. I mean, like the Hardy Boys, no one even knew they were going to be there. They said, "Hey, we're leaving." I know I'm probably ruining your list, but they got a title run right away.
Yeah.
And they got another one after that too. I mean, they got more title runs in like 6 months than the Dudleys got like title chances that whole
Funny part
second
is
coming.
that's the next one I was actually going to go into, and I know me and Daniel Stevens that year lost our crap, and
Don't worry,
actually my
I
wife
didn't.
was my wife had to go into work early the next day, and we were downstairs at the lowest level of my house, and she's on the third story, so like wife, second story, or us, second story wife. She woke out of a dead sleep. We
Sorry,
went
shut up.
we went that nuts. It was crazy.
No, you guys would hate to see me then, because I saw it. I was like, then I went and gave a Stone Cold salute, and I went,
Yeah.
ah. So yeah, there was. Can I say I was like a zombie? I was super stoked. I was just happy to see Jeff scooting away
Yeah.
from the edge of the ramp that he almost fell off the side of. So
Back
I
when
would have-
WrestleMania was one night and 7 hours long, you're already, I think that was what, maybe the halfway point,
that pop though,
including the pre-show. Like if you include the pre-show, that was like
10 hours.
halfway through.
It was like the 10,000th hour. Like it wasn't as
Yeah.
bad as San Francisco.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wherever the hell, Santa Clara. I don't give a.
Yeah.
They're the San Francisco 49ers. They ain't playing anywhere near San Francisco. But that one was long. Like that was obnoxiously long. That was enough that I was sitting there going, like, I don't even want to tell Saxton to shut up. Like, I just want you to be over, which was kind of like 30 when the streak that night when the streak was like, like I need to take my meds. What it should be over. And then like an hour and a half later, it's like, they're not even to the main event yet.
Yep.
So I'm standing there leaning against the counter at the townhouse. Everyone, let's sit down. Like, nope. I did not watch WrestleMania for 6.5 hours to fall asleep before it was over.
Exactly.
Not happening. But so they got a reaction then because I'm just
Yeah.
mad. But that was a hell of a pop too that night. Like that
Yeah.
was hell. Even Big E said so as they came back. Went, that was a pop. That was beyond a pop. That was an explosion.
Yeah.
That was, and they played it off so well. Like we're
Yeah.
not doing it. We're not doing it. Look, we're leaving. Peace. Thank you, Orlando.
So the last two I have, we know one is obvious, as far as pop value is concerned.
Well, that one's number
but
one.
but the next one to me holds an emotional value, and that is Edge at the Royal Rumble 2020. That
Yeah.
I
You saw-
cried, you probably cried, the whole world probably cried.
I don't cry.
Oh, I cried I cried during that. I cried during the whole Eddie Guerrero thing. I cried during Edge's retirement speech.
But you do remember around January 2020, one of us was very freshly out of getting run over. So, no offense to the oh my God, he looked like he was about to burst look in his eye before he snapped to and did the pyro and like I got the goosebumps. I got them again. I got the goosebumps. But like I didn't cry when I got run over. You sure as hell better believe I was not crying
you
for
were
that.
you were knocked out, so
I have witnesses. And I was conscious. I mean,
sorta.
the lights were on, no one was home, but hell, we have someone just like that in a way more higher position in the world than me right now. And they witnesses, you didn't cry one, what you rolled over, you were making jokes. Like, yeah, that sounds like me. Well, your pelvis was in 3 pieces. Yeah, that sounds like me. Tried to fight an EMT. He started. But moral of the story, I did get really big goosebumps. And I thought about welling up. And I'm like, nope, what?
Oh, I did.
Didn't cry when I got ran over. Didn't cry when I rolled over on my broken stuff so I could get like up and down from it. What? No way in hell was I crying for him. Love him to death. And the look on his face is what pretty much got everybody.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you saw right before he had no, well, you could still hold it together, David, hold it together. And then,
And
well,
the fact they kept that so quiet,
close to the cuff.
even when there was some social media involvement, but he played that off
Oh, they played it
very
well.
well between going to headquarters, hiding himself before the event, just everything. Like again, like for our day and age now, social media screws everything up.
Well,
But they,
no, see,
they kept that.
that's not
under
what screws it.
wraps.
That's not what screws it up. You know what screws it up? Asshats. We're sitting there across from Tropicana Field, where Minute Maid Park, sorry. Not Tropicana Field, Minute Maid Park, home of that great baseball team, going, taking pictures, going, look, MVP's gonna be there. They're testing out his stuff on the Tron. It's assholes like that ruin it. It's not social media, it's people that can't just shut the be excited on your own.
Yeah.
Don't go and share a picture for the whole world to see. How many times does that ruin stuff? And then, like, we've physically seen WWE change plans because, oh, screw it, can't do it now. Why? Because that idiot.
Yeah.
People like that deserve to get punched in
Fired.
the face repeatedly.
And fired.
I don't believe in violence anymore, but you're the reason that we don't get any of those moments anymore like we used to all the time because no one saw it
We
coming.
can't have nice things anymore.
Because you people can't just shut the for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Just let it be. Whispering words of wisdom. Let it be.
But again, between Edge and the Hardy Boys return, like how they kept that quiet. I mean, the Hardy Boys won.
The Hardys, though, I mean, they were in there doing what?
They
An
played it
event
off.
for they were doing an
played it
event
off
for
pretty
Ring of
well.
Honor, though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they were
but
down there
they-
that like so they had like that was just like no, what we're in Orlando because the Ring of Honor thing happening on Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
we're really not here for like that could have like the perfect storm
Yeah.
for them to pull that out. Like why? Because they were there because they were still under contract and they still had to do that last match. So
Yeah.
guess what? They really were there for that. And look, hey, we're leaving. We're flying out the next morning. Adios. Bye.
I think if I recall,
Bye, amigos.
they had literally signed their contracts the day of.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the day of. I think it was hours before.
Yeah, like when they got there, they
I
signed
read
it.
an article correctly.
But they had like that was that could. If Ring of Honor didn't conveniently, man, the thing was scheduled way before Mania. Obviously, well, if that did, the stars were aligned for the Hardys to get away with it.
Yeah.
Like we're under contract here. We had a match. We're not doing anything. Nothing to see here. We're at the airport. Thanks, Orlando. It's been real. 3 hours later, Jeff's falling off the side of the ramp almost.
Yeah.
And the stadium, like that's why it didn't have a roof. Because the Hardy Boys would have blew the bastard off.
Oh yeah.
That was a pop. And before we get to the first one, I mean, as we talked about John Cena earlier in the Taker thing, how could we not talk about when he finally came back just that one time as the Doctor of Thugonomics? I mean, we all just for the mere fact. I mean, there was a decent pop. It wasn't the greatest, but just for the fact that they let John Cena go heel for 1 minute and 45 seconds. I mean, it was on Elias, so I mean, total face still, but to see just one time, like, see, that was the good thing. He didn't have to be part of WrestleMania. Elias got to have his thing. He got to come tell him where to shove it. Everyone won.
Yeah.
And Elias got told to shut up, which everyone loves, especially when he was telling us why he didn't like Toronto. Because speaking of your last return there, that whole night led to the pop heard around the world and a grown man crying before he stamps his feet into the ground. And well, devil horns go up in the air. And next thing you know, he's back and everything's okay.
And spear. The best spear.
And AJ tried to kill himself. Well, he hurt him. Like if AJ didn't try to do like a full.
They you have to admit though, they covered that pretty darn good.
But everyone put that on Edge. Oh, going back, like, did you see like AJ tried to fit like there's
AJ really sold that. Like
he sold like there's
really you can't blame Edge for that when someone's trying to sell it as good as what It
When he's
was.
going, what? I'm AJ Styles. Damn it. I could do this much space under me. What? Got you. And well, he was off. But like when we say
Yeah.
wrestling is a game of inches, he was that close to being perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Except he went like just like Taker was that close to never walking again. That was a whole nother story. But yes,
Yeah.
Edge. That does kind of that beats the Hardys, and for pop's sake, sadly, number one did beat. But I mean, you got to think. I mean, they talk about like indoor facilities, how the, the noise has to go up and then come back down. For it to be that loud indoors, like outdoors, you can hear what
for it to be that loud that you can't, that they have to keep cranking up his theme music.
They have to keep cranking up his theme music, and there's JR like and just trying. Just trying as they're screaming at the top of their lungs over it because you can't hear anything. And their Vince is probably yelling. They can't. That was pandemonium. Like, and again, indoors, it has to go up to the roof and then come back down. And it was that sudden.
Especially the acoustics of Madison Square Garden. That was like the perfect place to do it.
Like that
not just because it's Madison Square Garden, but just the way, everything just paid off. All the dividends paid off.
The way it was there, the history of them there, like it was just, that was the damnedest thing. Like no one will ever beat that.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Like they could rise someone from the dead, literally reincarnate someone, have them come back. It wouldn't get as big of a pop as Triple H got that night. And again, it had to go up and down before we heard it. And that was like
up, down, like half a dozen times.
That was like, that's just up. Like, I don't think it actually the noise never got to come back down.
Yeah.
I mean, because they kept screaming. And again, the music started going louder, which means it just like, and as much as everyone talks garbage about Triple H, because he wouldn't get anywhere if it wasn't for, Stephanie and that whole thing. But did you hear that pop?
Yeah,
he got somewhere all on his own.
Not to go off on the side tangent, but
more Jim Cornette.
No. Bret Hart stating that if it weren't for Daddy, Vince Daddy, that there'd be no. I'm sorry.
Did you hear that pop? That had nothing to do with. I mean, he wasn't even like the nicest of guys when he went away with a hurt knee.
Yeah.
And the place blew. Don't be sad.
And the way they built the return up,
I love the. Was he the My Sacrifice video?
Well, there was
My Sacrifice video.
No, I don't.
Well, Triple H did.
No, that was YouTube.
Beautiful Day.
Beautiful Day. Correct. Yes.
That's when Stone Cold had. One of them had My Sacrifice going. One of them did. They actually did like good video packages and all that stuff back then.
Yeah, I really do miss that kind of stuff with utilizing the music.
Like that was
there's a lot of
like they did great stuff with music. Like Look at the Rehab, Look at Me Going, like him sucking it up through there. Been there, done that. It really does suck. And my quadricep isn't like it doesn't weigh like 40 pounds. So like that stuff sucks. And they did great video packages and great music back then. And everyone had their own entrance video. It wasn't just their name on the screen. Like they did so much more work, and it takes like 20 minutes. Find their greatest. I mean, you can go find Stone Cold's greatest stunners right now, and you can make a video for him to go with his song, or him flipping people off, and you can do it in 20 minutes. Like I can do that.
Not to go off on another return tangent, but when they built up Triple H the second time with facing King Booker, that whole video montage, we can rebuild him. We can make him better, faster, stronger. Like that like package was really cool, and utilizing King of Kings and the game's theme at like that mashup was cool.
King Booker. And that night too, if we're talking about like Triple H's like that comeback in particular, I mean. And he got to beat the hell out of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I mean, so when the pop finally shut down for a second, here comes Kurt Angle. That's how he's entering his the Royal Rumble. His very first Royal Rumble. And well,
one pedigree later, everyone's going nuts again.
Like, good job, Kurt. What? I mean, was that even planned? Who knows? Like, what? Did they ever shut up, Kurt? Why? We know how we can make this even better. What? You're going to get pedigreed. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
What else does anyone want to see except your red, white,
and the Royal Rumble ended with him and Kurt as the last two.
And
Kurt Angle celebrating, and him just going, "You're screwed."
Like, but I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Fro wasn't on right now. It's recording.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, and just that storyline in general that kicked off the whole him and Steph renewing their vows, and that was great. That whole that just the whole storyline, and then her managing Jericho, and it really built to a really good WrestleMania. Between him and Jericho.
Are through. I mean, no one who forgets that giant just Stephanie's face at the end of that.
Yeah.
Pissed off at the. Like, calm down. Like, damn. Like, now we know what he has to deal with when she gets mad. Vince gets the pedigree, of course, because I mean, like,
yeah,
all hell breaks loose. Rings get thrown at each other. I'm sitting there going, and there I was just here recently going, I couldn't have been that cool. Doink. Oh, that would have I wouldn't have been so pissy if that happened. But yeah, that led to a great story.
Yeah,
like that was
that whole 3 months was great. Like probably some of the best storytelling. Back when you could actually carry a story for 3 months and nothing got stale.
No. I mean, like, come on. They had renewing wedding vows, turning into all hell breaking loose to fake doctors and fake pregnancies.
Yeah.
Travel commercials, they would like all just.
At least it was a fake pregnancy and not a hand, but
And Snitsky did not have to punt anything in the making of that story.
Exactly.
Too bad, because I don't give a damn what you say. Between that and the grocery store, I don't like, and the hand. Like, those are the top 3. You're just sitting there going like,
yeah,
it's a hand. Yeah, god damn right it is, Mark. That is a hand. Everyone's all confused, vomiting. I mean,
yeah.
Snitsky getting told by Vince repeatedly, like, make sure you kick the damn thing. What's your whole purpose in life tonight? Don't kick the baby. Yes. Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby. Boom. So now there's South Park mixed in there. Wonder if they stole that from Snitsky.
I'm pretty sure South Park's been around since like 98.
Hey, I know. I can have a dream. They were definitely kicking the baby way before Snitsky, but I was trying to give them a little something. You just had to go and kill it right away. I mean, the movie came out before there was a Snitsky, at least in the WWE.
Yeah.
You just had to go and just. There's Justin to kill it. Killing it in the wrong way. White people.
But no, this was a really, really good list. I mean, I like how we can take things and then fathom it into the storylines, the ones back in during those moments that really, like, you just kind of feed off of it. Okay, this is what happened, but this is how they got there. Or this is what happened after. Yeah. Or, it's a really good kind of tennis match, the back and forth. And that's what I really like about us doing this together. I mean, just a really good back and forth, thinking of the moments. You add the historic value, which then actually makes me remember more of the historic value. So it's like a good back and forth tennis match.
Hey, I'm pretty sure someone asked you about 30 or so episodes before you finally said yes. And anyone, you need to come do this. And then look, you did it once. Can't get rid of you. Except for when you were dying the other day and you were a full-fledged, sounded like you were about to eat someone's brain zombie. That was kind of terrifying. But yeah, I just like how much, like, you even bring up sometimes, like, damn, that really did happen.
Yep.
You're making my brain work in ways that it has not done in a very long time. So I appreciate that. See, everyone, I think I'm crazy. When he brings up stuff like that, boom, suddenly everything's back. And Stephanie McMahon's face, what? She's pissed.
Yeah.
Vince is on the ground. He's throwing rings at each other. All hell is breaking loose. But God, see, that one pop. I should just let him not say anything. Like, don't send Kurt out there. Let's see how long we can do this. It's one of those, well, they're not shutting up, Kurt. What? Just go. Like, we got people in the production. Well, we're getting ready to blow out Madison Square Garden speakers. Yeah. Like, we're about to blow all of our equipment, all of their. But just go and make it stop. Back when he was still, jean jacket wearing, Triple H.
That was cool. I ain't gonna
That
lie.
was a good look.
I am not gonna lie that the next time that shirt was on shop, that H logo, that I was all over that.
Like that was a good look.
Yeah.
That was a really good look back then.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to hear that stupid song that he had the time before. I mean, I think that was the night when he debuted.
Well, there was okay. So when he had, not to go to
I hated that
rant,
first one. I hated that one.
Well, the first one was actually without the lyrics, without the Jimmy Henry at Triple H. It was called Higher Brain Pattern. That's what they labeled it as. And then they went into the My Time, and then they went into that one like he used like once or twice in between that they actually have on the anthology, but it's some kind of like rap rendition. But then when Uncaged, I forget which volume it was. I think there's 15 of them, by the way, and not to plug Jim Johnson or music in general.
Hey,
but
he has them all.
I'm a theme geek. But then they just stuck with it was just the instrumental. Then they moved on to Motorhead.
Yeah,
not Motorboat, Motorhead.
Hated My Time. Hated.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just a Motorhead guy. I don't know. Suddenly we went from that, like, where there wasn't really a lot, like, thank God he got hurt, because then suddenly, boom, Lemmy. Done. No one heard it before, and all hell still broke loose. No one knew what was going on. I mean, think how bad it is when you're that loud that you had to turn up the volume because you couldn't hear the song over. Like, you couldn't hear Motorhead. It's like they're not known for being the loudest, like.
And between talking about shirts and themes, I've just come
God, I hated My Time. There's something about the voice. I'm sorry, like just. And then all the Motorhead ones were so good afterwards, so it just makes me look back at it even more and go, God, that sucked.
Got me thinking here.
Hey, I mean, ask most people that know me. Half the time, when this jaw is flapping, it definitely leaves a lot to be thought about. And I slightly confuse people.
So now we have we're gonna do top 10 themes and top 10 t-shirts, and that's of all time. Like that's 10, all eras across the board.
Top 10 theme.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
No,
let's not. I'm just saying. I got just from this show. 3 that are on my list that were just in this show today.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any of the Rock's renditions on there because every time he turned around, he had a different version of the song.
Yeah.
So with the Rock is cooking. And then he comes back out next year, completely different. Like, he used it 3 times. No one would have noticed. But yeah, so I got 3 already on that list. And we could, like I got 3, 4. That one wasn't in the show, but I got 4 already. I'm not going to write them down because what's the point?
Yeah.
It's going to change. If I start making a list, we're only going for like
50.
Yeah. I'm just, if we're going to, nope, then I'm not going to get any sleep at night. And you're going to tell tomorrow when I'm sitting there just, what's wrong with you?
So what, are we doing Raw results and themes tomorrow?
Yeah, we can get through because it's Raw, so
yeah.
It'll take us. I mean,
5 minutes.
I just have one of those feelings, like
Drew's gonna say something. Braun's gonna say something.
MVP's
Hopefully
gonna
Lashley
say something.
Doesn't pick up a mic. Maybe MVP keeps it short.
Byron's gonna get told to shut up.
Yeah. Nia and Baszler, maybe. I didn't even see anything.
That's the one I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the only stuff we saw that we're currently missing.
Hopefully we don't have to see Reginald.
Well, he was in the picture. I hate Reginald. I hate Nia's acting with the whole Reginald thing.
Yeah.
Shows why she shouldn't even be like tag champion. You should just go away. What's Shayna looking at you going, is better acting than any of the stuff she's tried to do the whole time. And all she's doing is doing what all of us are doing, going.
Sure, Charlotte's going to waste 20
minutes on the microphone.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if they win.
Yeah, I didn't even check WWE wrestling headlines,
Oh, I didn't look.
pop culture, nothing.
All I know is the women's tag titles are on the line. Naomi and Lana get another one. Uh, Charlotte. Yeah. What's next for her? So there's probably what's happening right now, actually, as we speak, like beginning of the show. It's either right now or
I'm sure MVP has spoken by now.
Drew's spoken by now.
Drew probably still wants to claim more someone. Braun Strowman wants somebody to get these hands, and
I'm okay with Braun giving people these hands. Though.
yeah,
I'm okay with that. But yeah, and it was either Drew or Braun were gonna face Lashley tonight. One or the other. I have no idea how the hell they were deciding that. Like
it'll turn into a tag match. Somebody will get thrown in there.
It'll turn into something stupid.
Yeah.
Don't call me stupid. No, I respect that. I am used to being called stupid, but I also play in traffic. I was married to a redheaded woman. But on a positive note, I'm not. And when I'm going by the little Walmart, the gas station in the back by the little Walmart by my house there, even though there's a big median, I still look right to make sure no one's coming up the wrong side of the road before I cross that driveway now. So crossing Western, not any better, but I do turn around, making sure. So I did learn something from that. Watch out for idiots. Yeah. Just in case, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe something like that'll happen, or we'll get to see Bray. That's about the only positive thing.
I do like this mineral wash shirt look. I do like to look at these. Whoever decided to do these, like that. Oh, I like the look. It gives it an older.
I might have to invest in some of those.
Like an older, just gives it like an older look for me. Like back when we were the little people in the world.
Yeah,
I like it, but themes. See, I can have fun with that.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna sit here all night after we're done. Like, and I'm just gonna go through just Jim Johnson's. Just like, what? I'm gonna listen to everything.
Yeah, just seriously, you have 15 albums of at least between 15 to 25 tracks. So there's a lot, and that's just the uncaged stuff.
I have a whole entire hour plus workout tomorrow morning. What are you gonna be playing? Themes. Like the only time I'm not going to be doing is when I'm recording the other show. Otherwise, you're going to finally get ready to do this tomorrow night. My headphones are going to be at 3%. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Yep.
But it'll be good. I like that one. I'm excited. I don't get excited very easily.
I'm going to have themes that you wouldn't even think of. I'm going to at least throw one or two curveballs out there that everyone has probably forgotten about.
And I'm just going to throw out one because I know we're not going to mention it tomorrow. Al Snow. He's never going to be the best theme ever because, it was just so simple and stupid. But you know what? Couldn't get any more to the point. Al Snow was onto something. He just happened to have a mannequin head, but to let him get away with it. God, that was so good. But anyway, we'll leave that for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm still going to be disgruntled.
And I'm that bald guy.
And we will see you tomorrow. Peace.